The voicemail came on a Tuesday. "Hi, this is Karen from Dr. Holloway's office calling for David Chen. Just confirming your appointment for this Thursday at 2 p.m. If you need to reschedule, please give us a call back. Thanks." I deleted it without thinking much about it. Wrong number. Happens all the time. But then it came again Wednesday morning. Same woman, same cheerful voice. "Hi, David. This is Karen again from Dr. Holloway's office. We have you down for tomorrow at 2 p.m. Please arrive 15 minutes early to fill out paperwork. See you then." I almost called back to tell them they had the wrong number, but I was running late for work. I'd deal with it later. Thursday morning, my phone rang at 8 a.m. I answered, half asleep. "David Chen?" "No, sorry, wrong number." "This is Dr. Holloway's office. We have you scheduled for 2 p.m. today." "I think you have the wrong person. My name's not David." Pause. "Is this 763-555-0147? That was my number." "Yeah, but I'm not David Chen and I don't have an appointment." "Our records show David Chen at this number with an appointment today at 2 p.m. "Well, your records are wrong. I've never heard of Dr. Holloway." Another pause, longer this time. "Sir, it's very important you keep this appointment." "I'm not—" "Thursday, 2 p.m., 1847 Oakwood Drive in Brainerd. Please don't be late." She hung up before I could respond. I should have let it go. Should have blocked the number and moved on with my life. But something about the way she'd said, "It's very important," stuck with me. Like it wasn't a request. Like she knew something I didn't. I Googled Dr. Holloway, Brainerd, Minnesota. Nothing. No medical practice, no reviews, no website. I tried 1847 Oakwood Drive, Brainerd. Google Maps showed a residential street, old houses, nothing that looked like a doctor's office. "Weird," I muttered. My girlfriend Emma looked up from her coffee. "What's weird?" "I keep getting calls about a doctor's appointment I never made." "For what?" "They won't say. They just keep insisting I show up today at 2. She frowned. "That's sketchy. Probably a scam." "Yeah, probably." But I couldn't shake the feeling that it wasn't. At noon, I got a text. "Reminder, your appointment with Dr. Holloway is in 2 hours. Please arrive early." I blocked the number. 5 minutes later, a different number texted. "David, this is very important. You must keep your appointment today." I stared at my phone. How did they get another number? How many times were they going to contact me? I called the second number. It rang once, then went to a generic voicemail. No name, no greeting, just a beep. "Stop calling me," I said. "I don't know who Dr. Holloway is and I don't have an appointment. Leave me alone." I hung up and turned off my phone. At 1:30 p.m., someone knocked on my apartment door. I looked through the peephole. A woman in her 50s stood in the hallway, wearing business casual clothes and holding a clipboard. She smiled when she saw the peephole darken. "David Chen?" she called through the door. I didn't answer. "David, I'm Karen from Dr. Holloway's office. You missed our calls, so I came to escort you personally. Your appointment is in 30 minutes. "I'm not David Chen," I said through the door. "Yes, you are." "No, I'm not." "David, please open the door. Dr. Holloway is waiting." "How did you get my address?" She smiled wider. "You gave it to us when you scheduled the appointment." "I never scheduled an appointment." "David." Her voice dropped, losing all warmth. "You need to come with me, now." Something about her tone made my skin crawl. I stepped back from the door. "I'm calling the police," I said. "No, you're not." She was right. My phone was off by the time I turned it back on, and the doorknob started to turn. I'd locked it. I know I'd locked it. But the knob kept turning, slowly, deliberately, and I heard the deadbolt slide open with a soft click. I ran. I went out the back stairwell, got in my car, and drove. No plan, no destination, just away. My phone buzzed in the cup holder. I'd turned it back on. Texts flooded in. You're going to be late. Turn around. Dr. Holloway doesn't like to be kept waiting. Turn around, David. I threw the phone onto the passenger seat and kept driving. That's when I noticed the car behind me. A silver sedan. It had been there since I left my apartment complex. Same distance, never passing, never falling back. I took a random turn. The sedan followed. I sped up. It sped up. I pulled into a gas station, parked, and watched. The sedan drove past slowly. The driver, a man in his 40s wearing a dark suit, looked directly at me as he passed. He didn't smile, didn't gesture, just looked. Then he pulled into the gas station across the street and parked facing me. My phone rang. I almost didn't answer, but the caller ID said Emma. Hello? David? It was Emma's voice. Where are you? I'm at a gas station. Someone's following me. That doctor's office, they sent someone to my apartment and… David, listen to me. You need to go to your appointment. I went cold. What? Your appointment with Dr. Holloway. You need to go. Emma, what are you talking about? It's important, David. You scheduled it for a reason. I didn't schedule anything. Emma, what's going on? 2 p.m., 1847 Oakwood Drive. Don't be late. The line went dead. I tried calling back. It rang and rang. No answer. Across the street, the man in the sedan was still watching me. I got back in my car and drove toward Brainerd. Brainerd was an hour north. Small town, lakes everywhere. The kind of place people retire to or visit in the summer. I'd been there once, maybe twice in my life. I didn't know why I was driving there. Maybe because Emma had told me to. Maybe because some part of me needed to know what this was about. Maybe because I didn't know what else to do. The silver sedan followed me the entire way. At 1:55 p.m., I turned onto Oakwood Drive. It was exactly as Google Maps had shown. A quiet residential street lined with old houses. Most looked occupied. Cars in driveways, toys in yards, curtains open. Normal. Except for 1847. The house at the end of the street was different. Older. The paint was faded but not peeling. The lawn was trim but lifeless. The windows were dark, covered with heavy curtains. No car in the driveway, no sign of life. But the porch light was on. I parked across the street and sat there, engine running, staring at the house. My phone buzzed. You're here. Come inside. I looked around. No one on the street. No cars except mine and the silver sedan which had parked 3 houses down. I turned off the engine and got out. The front door was unlocked. I stood on the porch for a long time before I reached for the handle. Every instinct screamed at me to leave, to get back in my car and drive until I ran out of gas. But I opened the door. Inside was dark. The air smelled like old paper and something antiseptic, clean but wrong, like a hospital that hadn't seen patients in decades. Hello? My voice echoed. No answer. The entryway opened into a living room. Furniture covered with white sheets, a grandfather clock in the corner, stopped at 2 o'clock. Dust motes hung in the thin light filtering through the curtains. David Chen. I spun around. A man stood in the doorway to what looked like a kitchen. Tall, thin, late 60s, maybe older. He wore a white coat over a button-up shirt and slacks. His face was kind, forgettable, the kind of face you'd see at a PTA meeting and never remember. "I'm Dr. Holloway," he said, extending a hand. "Thank you for coming." I didn't shake it. "What is this? Why have you been harassing me?" "Harassing?" He looked genuinely confused. "David, you scheduled this appointment 3 months ago." "I didn't." "Yes, you did. March 14th. You called my office and specifically requested today's date." "I don't even know who you are." "David," he gestured to a hallway behind him, "please, come to my office. Let's talk." "I'm leaving." "You can't." I turned toward the front door. It was closed. I didn't remember closing it. I tried the handle. Locked. "David," Dr. Holloway said again, softer now, "you came here for a reason. Let me help you." His office was at the end of the hallway. A desk, 2 chairs, bookshelves lined with medical texts, a window overlooking the backyard, which was just as lifeless as the front. He gestured to one of the chairs. "Please, sit." I stayed standing. "What kind of doctor are you?" "I specialize in memory recovery." "I don't need memory recovery." "Are you sure?" He opened a file on his desk. "David Chen, 32 years old, born in St. Paul, works as an accountant, lives with his girlfriend Emma Rodriguez, correct?" "How do you know all that?" "You told me when you scheduled the appointment." "I didn't schedule anything." He waited for my outburst to fade, then said quietly, "David, do you remember September 9th of this year?" I opened my mouth, closed it. "What about it?" "Do you remember where you were?" I don't know. At work, probably, or home." "You're not sure?" "It was 3 months ago. Who remembers random days from 3 months ago?" "Most people remember the important ones." He leaned forward. "David, what's the last thing you remember clearly?" "What?" "Think back. What's the most recent memory you can describe in detail?" I tried to think. Waking up this morning, Emma making coffee, but the details were fuzzy. Before that? Yesterday? The day before? It all blurred together. I don't... You don't remember," Dr. Holloway finished, "because you've been forgetting, little by little, piece by piece, until all that's left is the present moment." My head felt light. The room tilted. "That's not true." "David, when did you meet Emma?" 2 years ago?" "Where?" "At a bar. No, a coffee shop. Or..." I couldn't remember. "What's your mother's name?" "Carol." "No, wait. Catherine?" "No, that's not... Your father's?" John? Michael?" "I don't..." Dr. Holloway closed the file. "You're forgetting, David. And you came to me because you knew something was wrong." "No." I backed toward the door. "This is a trick. You're messing with my head." "I'm trying to help you remember." "Remember what?" He looked at me for a long time. Then he said very softly, "September 9th, the accident." The room went silent, except for the ticking of a clock I hadn't noticed before. "What accident?" I whispered. Dr. Holloway stood and walked to the window. "You were driving home from work, Highway 10. It was raining. You were going too fast." "No." "A semi-truck crossed the center line. You swerved, lost control." "That didn't happen." "Your car went off the road, rolled 3 times. You weren't wearing your seatbelt." "Stop!" You died, David. The word hung in the air like smoke. No! My voice cracked. I'm standing right here. I'm alive. Are you? He turned to face me. Think about it. Really think. When was the last time you felt hungry? Tired? When was the last time you slept? I tried to remember. Couldn't. When was the last time Emma touched you? Really touched you, not just words through a phone? I thought about this morning. Her making coffee. But had she looked at me? Had we spoken? I couldn't remember. You're not alive, David. You're lingering, holding on to a life that's already gone. And the longer you hold on, the more you forget, until there's nothing left but an echo repeating the same day over and over. Then what is this? I gestured around the room. What are you? I'm the end, he said simply. I'm the appointment everyone makes eventually. The moment you stop running and accept what happened. I don't believe you. Then leave. Walk out that door. Go back to your apartment. See if Emma's really there. See if anything's really there. I ran. The front door opened this time. I ran to my car, got in, and drove. Back to Minneapolis, back to my apartment, back to Emma. The drive felt wrong, too fast, like I was moving through water. The other cars on the highway looked faded, translucent. The silver sedan was gone. Everything was gone except the road stretching ahead of me. I got to my apartment at 6 p.m. Emma's car was in the parking lot. I ran up the stairs, fumbled with my keys, burst through the door. Emma! The apartment was empty. Not just empty, wrong. The furniture was there, but it looked staged, like a showroom. No dishes in the sink. No laundry on the floor. No half-read book on the coffee table. None of the small signs of life. Emma! I called again. Silence. I checked the bedroom. The bed was made perfectly. Hospital corners. Emma never made the bed like that. I checked the bathroom. No toothbrushes. No makeup. No towels. I checked the closet. My clothes were there. Emma's weren't. My phone buzzed. Time to come back, David. I looked at the message history. Every text from Emma, hundreds of them, were gone. Replaced by messages from Dr. Holloway's office. I scrolled up. Further. Further. The last text Emma had sent me was September 8th. Drive safe. Love you. Nothing after that. I called her number. It rang once, then a recorded message. The number you have reached is no longer in service. I sank to the floor. I don't remember driving back to Brainerd. One moment I was sitting on my apartment floor. The next I was standing in Dr. Holloway's office again. He was sitting at his desk, waiting. "Welcome back," he said quietly. I didn't say anything. "Do you understand now?" I nodded slowly. "Say it." "I'm dead." "Yes." "The accident, September 9th. "Yes." "But I don't remember it, any of it. I remember waking up the next day, going to work, talking to Emma." You were in shock. Your mind created a loop, a safe space where nothing was wrong. where you were still alive and everything was normal. But loops can't last forever. They degrade, details slip away, people become hollow, until all that's left is the pattern. How long have I been like this? 3 months in your world, 3 seconds in mine. Time moves differently for the ones who can't let go. I looked at my hands. They looked solid, real. What happens now? That's up to you. You can stay in the loop, keep repeating the same days, keep forgetting. Eventually, you'll forget even this conversation. You'll wake up tomorrow thinking everything's normal, and the cycle will continue. Or you keep this appointment. You accept what happened and you move forward. To what? He smiled sadly. I don't know. That's not my job. My job is just to help you remember, to help you let go. I sat down in the chair across from him. I don't want to forget Emma. You won't, not really. The people we love don't disappear just because we do. Did she? No, Emma's alive. She's grieving, she misses you, but she's alive. I felt something inside me crack. Not pain exactly, more like release. What do I do? Dr. Holloway pulled out a small piece of paper and slid it across the desk. On it was a single word. Remember. Close your eyes, he said. And remember, not the loop, not the safe version, the truth. I closed my eyes. Rain. Heavy, relentless rain hammering the windshield. I was tired, so tired. I'd worked late, some crisis at the office that couldn't wait until morning. I texted Emma, leaving now, be home soon. She replied, drive safe, love you. Highway 10, dark, slick. My wipers could barely keep up. I should have pulled over, should have waited for the rain to ease, but I wanted to get home. The semi came out of nowhere, headlights swinging wide as the driver overcorrected, crossing into my lane. I yanked the wheel. Too hard. The car hydroplaned, spun, left the road. There was a moment, just one, where everything stopped, where I was weightless, where I knew exactly what was about to happen and couldn't stop it. Then the world shattered. Metal shrieking, glass exploding, my body slamming against the door, the roof, the steering wheel. The car rolled once, twice, 3 times, and then silence. I remember lying in the grass beside the highway, rain falling on my face, red and blue lights flashing, voices calling my name. Emma's voice, distant and broken. David! God, please, David! I tried to answer, couldn't. The world dimmed. And then I woke up, in my apartment, like nothing had happened. I opened my eyes. I was still in Dr. Holloway's office. He was watching me carefully. Do you remember now? Yes. All of it? Yes. He nodded. Then you're ready. For what? He stood and walked to the door, through the living room, to the front door. He opened it. Outside, the street was different. The houses were gone. The trees were gone. There was only light. Soft. Warm. Not harsh. What's out there? I asked. I don't know. I've never been. You're not coming? No. My job is here, helping people remember, helping them let go. I looked back at him. Thank you. You're welcome, David. He smiled. And for what it's worth, you're not forgetting Emma. She's with you. Always will be. I nodded. Then I stepped through the door. The light surrounded me, pulled me forward. And as I walked, I felt the weight of the loop fall away. The fear, the confusion, the desperate need to hold on to something that was already gone. I thought about Emma, hoped she was okay, hoped she knew I loved her. And then I stopped thinking. I just moved forward, into the light, into whatever came next.